In all my years of being on the internet, I don't think I've ever seen a bigger whiff in my entire life. And don't get that confused with the size of the situation or the impact a situation had. I'm talking about just the whiff, the idea behind putting something out on the internet. Never seen something this bad. Let's look at another popular caseload, right? Remember when Logan Paul filmed a dead guy and said, hey, you know, this is gonna be a good idea to put on YouTube? As bad as that was, I do kind of see the business side behind it, or at least how they were thinking. They probably sat down, talked to each other, and thought, look, there's a 100% chance that this video is going mega viral. This is some really juicy content. We can show this, and then we can spin it into a self-harm thing and how serious this is, and we can make it a really good message. And they thought, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, sure, right? So even though he was so out of place, you can kind of see the ideology behind it. With this Beabadoobee situation, why would you do that? I'm of course talking about how she saw this meme.
Versus artists who can sing.
Can't remember how to say your name, let alone count all the freckles on your face.
Which, I mean, look, it's young boy with lasers coming out of his eyes. I think it's pretty funny. And then she went on a full crash out, which we'll get into in a second. But this chick is just low IQ because she got pissed, she posted it, and then she sat on that for like a day and then put out an apology video, which was a mess of contradiction and made things way worse. Now, Beabadoob's got to be very thankful that she is a famous singer, has a lot of money, and is pretty good looking. Because if she was a doctor, she would have a 100% mortality rate for curable diseases. And I mean that wholeheartedly. Because like I said, with this whiff, there was just no thought put behind it. With the apology, there was no thought put behind it. Clearly doesn't have a PR team, definitely needs one. But see, not only did she go after the internet, which is a big no-no. The internet has only lost once in its entire life, and that was when everybody thought that this guy Soulja Kid killed triple extension cord. And then obviously people found out it was Drake. Totally not Drake, and that's just kind of how that went. The internet. She went after meme culture internet, and she went after incels. Now, if you've been on the internet for more than, we'll say, 2 months, you know you don't fuck with the incels. I would almost compare going after the incels to putting a profusely disabled child in a wheelchair with a machine that breathes for itself and putting him in the ring with like a prime Mike Tyson. And that's usually how it goes when somebody goes after the incels. Remember, the incels leaked Doja Cat being racist because they got her album to #1 and she didn't show her titties. Now let's watch the crash out video.
I've seen so many comments about this, but I've never seen the actual videos. But the fucking men commenting, artists who can sing vs who can't. Like, just tell me you don't get no girls. Just tell me, like, your mother didn't love you. Just, like, you might as well just say it. It's obvious. It's plain. I've stalked your fucking profiles and you're Does it hurt me? Not really.
You just called a bunch of people who made these memes incels, and then you will proceed to say later in the video you have more money than them. I'm going to call cap. So I think you just blatantly lied to us. I think it does hurt your feelings. And that's okay.
If I'm being completely honest, I know men are mad at me because I probably get more girls than them.
What is this men thing? I mean, yeah, look, I can imagine it's not chicks making these memes, but like, why is she targeting men?
And I'm not even gay. I'm not even gay. I don't even know what I am. Maybe I'm bi. Who knows?
Okay, I know I'm just nitpicking, but like, wouldn't you know?
But in all seriousness, who gives a fuck? Okay, artists you can sing vs you can't. I still got more money than you, and you're still a man. So, also the block button exists. Like, I will literally just block. Also, I just haven't seen any of those videos. Like, I've seen the comments, but I'm just not on that side of TikTok. And I feel like the people who care about my art and listen to my music aren't like weird incel men that like have no friends. I feel like they have like a cool social life and they go outside and touch grass. So I just don't, it's not part of my radar, but I see your comments and I'm blocking your shit, okay? It's not that hard for me. I'm just like block keywords, like it's not, you're dumb, you're dumb.
So naturally you could imagine that ruffled a few feathers. Because what happens when the internet sees that you're upset over something stupid? They double down. And now here are some pictures of her TikTok and Instagram comments. That's all it is. She limited the comments. It doesn't matter. That's still all it is. Oh, and this should go without saying, they made more memes, and they were really bad. Like, they were just targeting
Artists who can't take a fucking joke versus artists who can sing.
Artists who can sing versus artists who cannot fucking sing because they are so shit and unfunny and should be killed. Artists who can sing versus artists who are a sexist piece of shit that can't take a single joke and blame everything on men and is also British and makes shit music for ugly ass people and should die.
So now her brain, she sits there and goes, okay, cool, it's not gonna stop. Time to make an apology video. Let's do a little damage control here. It was somehow worse.
I'm gonna try to explain this as clearly as possible in the maturest way possible, in hopes that you guys understand, even though you probably won't.
We're 10 seconds into this and it's already just so douchey and condescending.
I'm gonna use school as an example. I don't know why, but okay. So you're at school and there's this one dude that just keeps prodding you with a stick and is saying a joke and it's funny. I'm like, okay, fair enough, funny. And then it happens a couple more times and he's like prodding you and I'm like, okay, this is getting kind of annoying, but it's still funny. It's still funny. And then it gets to a point where it literally just involves your entire life because it's constantly being shoved into your face. You're like, dude, it was funny, but now it's pissing me off. Like, this is rude. This is rude. It's hurting my feelings.
No, see, that's just dead wrong. That's not at all what it's like. I'll give you a better analogy. Let's say you're a musclehead. You're huge. You look like Sam Sulek, right? And you're acquainted with this other guy who's 110 pounds soaking wet. And you're at school and people start walking around and they look at you and they say, dude, you're really small, but that guy's huge. And then it just becomes kind of a running joke. It's like, oh, okay, this is irony. I know I'm massive. You know what else is massive? If anything, it's a compliment because this kid is a twig. And look at me. I bench 500 pounds. It's not at all like being bullied. If anything, you should take it as a compliment. And she also says that this has engulfed her entire life. If a meme with young boy shooting lasers out of his eyes has engulfed your entire life, there's a lot of issues with that.
And so you get angry, which is very valid.
It is not valid. You knew that you were signing up for the internet when you decided, hey, you know, I want to be famous. I want to make music. I'm very sorry. But in that field, you're gonna have to put up with bullshit. It's like being a salesman. And you sit there and you're like, oh man, like I really love this job. But you know what I really can't take? I can't take the rejection, the people telling me to go fuck myself. It's just... It's too much. It's too bad. Then, buddy, get the fuck out of sales. I don't know what you want me to tell you. This is part of it. But the only difference is she probably makes 10 times more money than a salesman yearly. And she probably does about a 50th of the work.
Got angry. And in B nature, in the same way I did that meme TikTok where I'm like, and I stalked your profiles, you're fucking ugly. I did that because it frustrated me. But the one thing that I failed to kind of put across in that video, despite me saying that I didn't really care about those videos, it was the comments and it was the constant spamming, was that it shed light to a load of other things in my life that have really, truly affected my mental health.
Like I said, it's part of the job. Now, I'm not saying that mental health isn't a very serious thing that should be taken very seriously. But what I am saying is you have tools. You have a block button.
Also, the block button exists.
You're able to shut your phone off. You can delete the app. Even if you wanted to take it a step further and just record yourself and go, hey guys, look, the meme is funny, but honestly, like, I just don't really want to deal with it right now. You know, I'm not in the best headspace. I'd really appreciate it if, you know, you guys could stop tagging me in this. Thanks. You know how much better that would have went over with the internet? Because the thing with the internet is it's pretty fucky, but if people can tell that you're being genuine, then most of the time they're like, all right, fair enough. But no, that's not what she did. She went about it in the worst way possible, which is why I say this is one of the biggest whiffs I've ever seen.
When you get incels rushing to your comment section.
And there's the thing with the incels, you keep digging yourself into a deeper hole. Because the people who are harassing her are now going to see this and say, oh, well, this is just stupid. Let's go 10 times harder.
And you get a flood of comments of the same thing. A load of other comments start to surface. Like, if you're on the internet and you start going viral, a lot of people will be onto your shit naturally. And it's something that I have struggled with and have tried to come to terms with. That's just the inevitability of being like around, I guess.
Did you guys catch that?
That's just the inevitability of being like around.
She was gonna say being famous, but she thought in her little noodle, Charlie word right there, if I call myself famous, people aren't gonna think I'm being very genuine. That was the one point that she thought of, not the other 60 things or 100 things I could nitpick, but that one right there.
And I guess my initial reaction is just to take the piss. I'm just like, I get more girls than you. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was a joke. It's not that deep. And
You're right. It was a joke. It is not that deep.
the same way we're like, why is she deep singing? I'm like, this dude, same with you. Like, it's not that deep. The one thing that is deep is the comments that resurface and the comments that I started getting recently since I've been going more viral on this app from this same incel culture that this meme comes from, okay? And I'm sorry if it feels like I'm grouping like individuals, but yes, it's mostly men.
What are you doing? And that's the thing. I feel like a lot of people who are like enjoying this meme or like see it on their feed and they like it or making it are like, oh, like whatever. But now she's calling these people incels, and I bet you a lot of them are incels because the virginity rate for men under 25 is like something fucking ridiculous now. So you're gonna make a lot of people sit there and go, nah, you know what? Fuck you, we're going harder.
Like, call me sexist, but I don't think a girl would be like, I was wanking off to that Beabadoobee video. Like, nah. Like, no, that's not cool. That makes me feel like shit.
You know what? I'm not even going to touch on that because I don't even know what point she was trying to make there.
And, like, when I get a flood of these comments from this one, like, silly meme video that I have been commenting on. Okay, this is another thing. This is what's so funny to me, is if you go through this, like, the artists who can't sing videos, I have commented on them.
I'm sorry, you what?
I have been commenting on.
What did you say?
I have commented on them.
One more time?
Commented on them.
Wait, but I thought...
I've seen so many comments about this, but I've never seen the actual videos.
No, I was sure you said...
But I've never seen the actual videos.
But that was like less than a day ago. Oh boy.
And this is the thing, like, I feel like my comments just get hidden, but you can go and check. I have commented being like, this is funny. Like, this is low-key funny to me. Like, it was just like this spamming, dude, and just like everyone from that community coming to my account and saying so much more weird as shit. And I'm sorry if I didn't like put that across in my rant video.
You put nothing across in your rant video. You said you have more money and that men are incels and that it's not that deep, but you made a video about it, so.
But like, also, okay, like, I'm sorry if that affected you. I'm sorry if saying I got more girls than you affected you, but respectfully, I don't think that's sexism, because as a woman in the 21st century, I feel like I've experienced a lot of sexism, especially in the music industry.
The only thing that's valid that I'll give her is sexist in the music industry. But just saying this.
Like, I'm sorry if that affected you. I'm sorry if saying I got more girls than you affected you.
I mean, it's so condescending. And also another thing that you never do is pull the victim card on an apology video.
And I know what it feels like. I just am so tired. I'm so tired of feeling like the punching bag.
She is not the fucking punching bag. She is getting complimented. Not understanding that what they're doing is a compliment is really... I'm going to keep going back to my doctor thing. 100% mortality rate for very curable diseases.
Constantly. It's horrible. It fucking sucks. And I have so much things to be excited about. I've got the Brits next week. I'm making the music I have always wanted to make. This is talked about enough. Like, I've seen so much of it, and I think it's just one thing where it's just a meme and a joke and it's funny. And then it becomes another thing when it's like constantly like everywhere on your comments and on your social media. And then it becomes another thing when it's like you somehow have managed to attract this same group of people who are constantly sexualizing you and just being super, super disrespectful. It makes me uncomfortable.
I don't think the same people who watch lasers come out of young boys' eyes while playing opera are the same people sexualizing her. Maybe some of them get grouped in, but that's not the reason. That's not the attraction. You're getting sexualized because you're a woman who makes music. That's it. That happens. And blaming it on the people who make a meme about you not singing, complimenting you, 100% mortality rate.
Like, all of that as a whole makes me uncomfortable. And you cannot blame someone lashing out because they feel frustrated. Like, I will take the piss if you take the piss out of me. Like, it's a joke.
Okay, well, that was definitely something. That chick is going places. Not college, not Harvard, probably not even the library, but she's going places. Have a great day.
Artists who can sing versus artists who can't sing.